that slaps.
What is up, guys? Welcome to Still Slaps, our first episode today. We have, first off, I'm Shuby, songwriter. This is Don, my engineer. And today we thought it would be cool to start our series off with Britney Spears' Baby One More Time being one of the first songs that we're taking a look at as songwriters, as producers, and engineers to break down and kind of give a little bit of breakdown pretty much of why the song still slaps. Frequent pausing in between, just so you guys know, we are breaking the song down from the production, the songwriting, and everything. So just so you're aware, we've got that on deck. Okay, so we got the intro there. We have the first verse. We've got the chorus going in there. Don and I, we were talking off camera, listening before recording. With that, I think that the interesting thing about this song, the intro for the Max Martin, the producer of the song and songwriter, made sure that the instrumental itself made a presence as far as the intro. It was very, very unique. Don can definitely attest to the way the production pops, being the type of song that it is. You definitely know right off bat what the song is. 21 years later, you can definitely attribute that to the way the song was produced.
I want to say you could just tell how they let the beat build and let the beat do what it needed to do. And as an engineer, the drums did the hits, snare hits, and everything else hits. But I do want to say the most noticeable thing that I've noticed is that the vocals is sitting well with the verse, and it's just being smooth and just right with the beat. It's nothing too crazy, nothing overwhelming. It's just very nice with the beat. That's what I noticed the most.
Absolutely. Very, very valid points. And then briefly, before we get into the hook, the songwriting itself, the way Britney was told to deliver just that intro of the track. The intro of the track is very much more suspenseful. The "Oh Baby Babies" in the beginning, you can definitely hear the suspense building into that. Not really on top of vocal deliveries right away, which is a huge point. Make it suspenseful. As songwriters, we have to make it interesting, and ever more so with the delivery there. So props to her. We're gonna get right into the hook. It's killing me. I must confess. So with the hook delivery there, we notice, and Don can attest to this from being an engineer. We noticed the engineer on this record really made Britney's vocals pop out in a way where you notice the performance. You notice how vibrant it is. You notice how enhanced the delivery sounds altogether. So I think that's definitely something that you have to know as an engineer. You have to know how to make it interesting.
Yeah, I think one of the things he did during that chorus is widen out those vocals. Tell her let's do some backgrounds, some harmonies that can make this vocals and spread out a little bit more and seem a little more bigger for the chorus. And that's a technique that's been used for years and years. I think that was one of the most noticeable things about the chorus. And it had so much more energy before the pre-chorus and the verse. I think they used a couple techniques to excite it more, and just have a little difference between the rest of the song. So yeah.
Absolutely, absolutely. So yeah, a lot of unique qualities we note there from the songwriting aspect. Obviously when you break down the lyrics of the song, the way the syllables, the way Britney's landing on the simple lines of the chorus, from the way the patterns are set, you really do note that they're trying to really make everything pop in a simple way. So that's another key point that we definitely can't sleep on. But with that being said, we'll go on to verse 2.
Baby, baby, the reason you breathe is you. Boy, you got me blinded. Addicted, baby. There's nothing that I wouldn't do. Stop the way I'm planning. Show me how you want it to be. Tell me, baby, 'cause I need to know now. Because my loneliness is killing me. I must confess, I still believe. When I'm not with you, I lose my mind. Give me a sign. Hit me, baby, one more time.
All right, so with verse 2 and then the chorus again. Verse 2, Don and I talked about how just the simple fact that you have that smooth rhythm riding throughout with the verse, not too much of a difference, with the way the song comes off. Now that we're committed into it, you just keep that simple formula going through with the way those lines come off, and just the smooth transition into the chorus again.
I think for this verse, the technique they used was let's use the writing to keep audience engaged, because the verse is, the same as the first verse, but those lyrics has made it say, okay, this is easy to listen to. This is something I could just continue to listen to without, getting bored. So I think that was a major technique. And I just do want to point out that the bass, kick, and snare is like really groovy. It's part of the melody. I don't think you really hear that too often in today's music. You got that strong 808 patterns to today's music, where this, you got a bass line that's dun dun dun, and I do think that's also what's keeping audience engaged. And it's the little things that you don't even realize you hear in this song that's keeping us entertained.
Absolutely. You really do have that. You really do have that popping from, like you mentioned, just the simple aspect and noticing the small things. We're gonna hear it's one of the smallest things throughout this whole song, with just the way the transitions are. We're gonna see that, see how that really plays a part in. Now we're getting into the final leg of the song.
I do also want to say the transition, I think, is what makes the verse seem so small and the hook seem so big. It's that transition is done very, very smoothly. It makes a big difference.
Absolutely. So we're gonna get right into this transition and see how we could really see that come to life now. Slap facts. Slap fact number 1. This record was shopped around quite a bit before Britney. TLC, obviously you guys have heard of them. Definitely has that influence in the sound. And Don and I were talking about the influence. Max Martin is quoted saying that he had a very, very influential sound when writing the record. TLC obviously ended up turning it down. There was some misconceptions with the lyrics, as you guys can check out in the links below. Sometimes you just have to pass it on to new talent, your record's on to new talent, and see what happens. And obviously we got this. So we're gonna get back into the record.
Shouldn't have let you go.
just like we mentioned a few minutes ago, with the way the bridge comes in and the transitions, we see how the delivery was smooth on all angles.
Music for a bridge, most people that I've been listening to, it's not really taking or adding elements for the bridge. It's more of adding effects, like a filter effect, taking out the high ends in the song and adding these big old wide vocals more than adding them, subtracting from the beat. And that's what they did to really engage the listener for this song. Is let's take out the bass, let's take out the drums, and let's add this little nice vocals on top of it to to say, oh, what's going to happen next? Is this the end of the song? Is this the it keeps the audience engaged.
It's that surprise quality that we talked about. Taking that minimal approach is huge, completely huge. And I think that when you really do that and incorporate it in the music itself, you're really giving the audience to something more to latch on to. Lyrically, you don't really see too much of a change with the bridge. Maybe a couple of shifts in the lines here and there. A great way to keep the main focal point of your listener, keep it focused on the overall idea of the song flowing smoothly, not asking too much of them, and then it works well with the flow of the instrumentation that we hear.
It's killing me. I must confess, I still believe. When I'm not with you, I lose my mind. Give me a sign. Hit me, baby, one more time. Lonely nights, it's killing me. It's killing me now. I must confess, don't you know I still believe that you will raise my mind. Give me a sign. Hit me, baby, one more time.
So with the ending of the song there, we see the minimal changes that were added there. Nothing too dramatic. Some background harmonies and the ending to really close.
I think those background vocals is what really made that outro seem more exciting than most of the songs. It's different. It's really adding texture to the song, and it's saying, hey, this song is about to go, so let's end it with a bang. That's what I got from it. So.
This is a great song for, I was telling Don off camera, a great song, pop song from back in the day to really appreciate as songwriters and producers, because whether or not you gravitate to this type of music, specifically this genre, you can really learn a lot.
Max Martin being one of the greatest producers, engineers of all time, he knew how to put elements together and say, okay, this is what's gonna catch people's attention, and just the hook alone just
Great record. We're gonna see how you can really see some similarities from the pop music itself. Similarity being present in a lot of records, even not being of the same genre. So I think that you do see that universal sign on the from the music front. So you guys, you're gonna have the links below to check out the interviews where we did a couple research for the song, the slap facts. You're gonna have that below as well, and you're gonna also have our links to our page on our Instagrams, and on for Don, I'm gonna leave his info below. We've got a bunch of records that we've done together that he's engineered, and his clientele speaks for itself as well, with just how well that he can make record sound. So you guys, if you're interested, you're gonna be able to hit him up as well. And looking forward to having this series go throughout the rest of the year for you guys. Make sure you keep an eye out on the Instagram pages. We will also make announcements on our YouTube, so you guys can go and vote for the next record. And the winner of that record obviously moves on, and we will react to it. And we've got a bunch of other stuff coming for you guys as well. So thank you for tuning in.